Welcome to the Battle of the Quintos. Let me present to you the fighters of today. In one corner, we have the Manito Percussion Quinto. In the other corner, we have the Mino Percussion Quinto. And last but not least, we have the Moperk Quinto. So the one in attendance and the thousands watching from home, are you ready to Quinto?
No. It's not that kind of video. It is not the Battle of the Quintos or a boxing match to see who's going to win. This is just a personal experiment, y'all. I'm just trying to have some fun to see if you guys can hear the difference too. But I do have three Quintos here, three completely different Quintos made completely different sizes, which is why this can't be a comparison video because it wouldn't be right. It's comparing apples to oranges to watermelons and grapes and peaches and strawberries and all those fruits. It just wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, let me explain each of these drums and then kind of explain how we're gonna do this video. So here I have a 9¼ inch white oak solid shell Manito Percussion Quinto, and you would probably classify this as a re quinto, but for the purposes of this video it is going to be called a quinto, and it's actually using about a 1.8 millimeter steer skin. It's a bit, pretty thick for a drum this size, which is probably why it sounds the way it sounds. But yeah, something to keep in mind, this is solid. This is a solid shell, so it's made completely different. We're not going to talk about build quality, we're not going to talk about construction or anything like that, but just keep that in mind when trying to point out a certain sound, because there are certain characteristics that solid shell drums have. And of course, I have my 10-inch North American Ash Moperk Quinto. My goodness, I love this baby. I've been playing it and it just always makes me smile when I play. And right now it actually has roughly a 1.8 millimeters Manito Percussion skin on it. Love the body, love the shape of it. It's very different. I would say a little bit more belly in comparison to this 9¼ inch, but again, it's because of that size. From 9¼ to a 10-inch, it's a major difference. Just letting you guys know, it's a major difference. And here I have another favorite drum of mine, is an 11-inch Mino Percussion Cachito Thompson series Quinto. 11 inches, y'all. Yes, an 11-inch is considered a quinto now. It's very, I would say it's pretty big. This drum has a really big belly. Man, I'm talking about, it's a big belly. Sometimes people think it's a conga. No, it's an 11-inch quinto. But that big belly does have an advantage, especially when you're trying to go low or you're trying to go high. And I hope you guys can actually point that out when it is being heard in the recordings. And this is actually using a 3-ply Cyme oak shell. So of course, this is mass produced. It's made completely different for the purposes of this drum, but it's a very popular shell, especially in the mass-produced market for certain drums to be made. But the difference with this series is that it comes stock with a hand-selected mule skin, so it's slightly thicker than the water buffalo that they normally put on, or a lot of other companies normally put on their drums. So with this, you're getting a little bit thicker. It's not as thin as I would probably say it's maybe 1.2, 1.4, and I think the other ones are probably 1 millimeter. When it comes to the water buffalo skins, you could actually see through them, but this is a little bit thicker. So yeah, all these drums are 30 inches tall, so you could see how it's a little bit even there. But the way we're gonna do this, and this is how I want us to understand that why I'm trying to do this. It's very crazy. I spoke to Ryan about it. I spoke to Francis about it, and it's like, I'm just trying to have some fun. I'm trying to deceive my own ears. I'm trying to deceive your ears and trying to see if you guys can point out which drum is which. So we're going to have a blind tasting. This is actually influenced by a friend, Paulo. Thank you, bro, for this idea. He does it a lot on Facebook, and but I'm putting a twist on it because he normally does it with similar drums or similar series drums from like other companies or things like that. But these are 3 completely different sizes. I'm gonna try to tune them exactly the same. So they're not going to be tuned by note. They're just going to be tuned by a specific range. And I'm going to try to meet them at their sweet spot. So the way I'm going to do this video is each drum is going to be assigned a letter. And for each sound bite, we're actually going to assign it a number. And each tuning is going to be different based on the number. So each drum will be the same. So for this case, the minor percussion is going to be A, the mo perc is going to be B, and the manito percussion is going to be C. But let's say the sound bite is going to be 1. 1 can be any of these letters. 2 can be any of these letters, and 3 can be any of these letters. So the point is to try to figure out which is which, you know, and then I will reveal it after every tuning, you know. So after the first range is played, you guys will be revealed at that part which one is which. So it's kind of crazy. It's pretty funny, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, let's get into not the Battle of the Quintos, but let's just get into the soundbite and see if you can guess it. Please listen with headphones. This is necessary. This is necessary. But yeah, let's get into it.
Round 1. Fight! feel.
The craziness, y'all. I told y'all, the craziness. There's so much like characteristics in sound, especially with three completely different drums, and it's amazing. So I'll just start off the bat. The 11-inch Quinto, man, like I felt so comfortable playing on a surface like an 11-inch. It's just unbelievable what you can actually, move around the drum a little bit easier than I can on a 10-inch and as well as a 9.25. So again, of course, it's because it's a lot smaller. So that's something that I really, really enjoyed on the Mino, is just literally having space to do so. And the 10-inch is, I would say, my sweet spot. I love a 10-inch, and I've said this a lot. Just I think it's a perfect size for a Quinto, just because although it is a lot smaller than an 11-inch, you have a range where you can go in between maybe something that a 9.25 can go, and as well as low as something that an 11-inch can go, and still retain that kind of a Quinto sound. And as well, for my hands, it just makes me fit better. But man, the range that you can get on a 9.25-inch is unbelievable. How high you can crank it, how just and something just off the bat that surprised me about these two drums specifically is at their lower ranges. I thought that the 11-inch was going to crush it on that lower level just because of the size. And these are a lot smaller drums, so I thought it wasn't gonna like at least sound with a lot of body, because that's not where they're naturally supposed to be tuned at. But man, they sounded incredible at a lower range. Of course, you could obviously hear that overtone on this 11-inch mono percussion Quinto. Why? Because of the way it's made. It's just plain and simple is how the way it's made. But that could be an advantage and also a disadvantage. It's an advantage because those overtones can help you project maybe a lot more than these two drums, depending on what kind of sound you're going for. Especially if you're not being mic'd, I'm pretty sure that sound will project a little bit more than these two drums because of that overtone. But as well, some people do not like that kind of sound on their drums. But it's very, very evident on all ranges, especially when you get a little bit higher. You can hear that ring just project a lot more than these two drums, where they end up getting a little bit more controlled when it comes to that overtone sound. Now, something that I would say about the Manito Percussion, and I think it's because this is Ryan's baby, all right? I'm sending this back to Ryan. Ryan, thank you so much for allowing me to borrow this, to mess with it, to test it, to put it through the trenches. Man, it was a pleasure. I have so much like sound bites and material for just from this drum. But Ryan made it specifically to sound as traditional as possible. And I think that's the sound that I get whenever I play this drum. It is as traditional can be, and I think it's because that's how he made it. That's how he wanted. That was the sound that he was looking for specifically for this drum. And you can hear it. That's why he has that kind of a thick skin on this drum. And man, I mean, that's the sound I get. If I wanted something traditional, I would hop on this sound as fast as I can. The thing that I liked about this 10-inch is that I feel that I can go both ways. I can go to a very commercial sounding drum, a drum that sounds pretty familiar to a lot of people, but it could also be in between a range of traditional. And I'm pretty sure if I would get a 9¼ inch or a 9-inch, quinto, I'm pretty sure I would be now going a little bit maybe more to a traditional sound. But personally, I love a 10-inch surface. I think it fits me best, especially when choosing a quinto. But man, having that space on an 11-inch and to be able to crank it up that high is such an advantage, man. But I truly enjoy playing all these 3 drums. I am a fan and a student of the game, man. So whenever I have a chance to just mess around and just hear just characteristics, all 3 are winners in my book. I think they all serve a major purpose for this industry, for playing. This, like, I would say is not traditional, right, at all. An 11-inch is not traditional to play a quinto, but especially like if you look at the shape of this drum, like it is like humongous in comparison to the other 2, man. But I had so much fun playing it, and I just think that, yeah, this is not a traditional, you would say, quinto, but again, it's what the industry now calls a quinto, is an 11-inch. This is a good starting point for a lot of people, especially when they try to get a conga. They normally go for an 11-inch as their main drum. So it has so much, range that you can mess with it. Where these 2, I would say, you would maybe not be able to tune it as low as a tumba. Where this drum right here, you could actually probably tune it as low as a tumba. I know when I was playing 4 drums on the Mino set, and I didn't want to tune this like a quinto, I would tune it under the tone of my conga, and I would tune it as low as a tumba. So I know, and it still sounded, like a tumba. So it's like, I know with this drum, you have a little bit more range because of its size to go low. But once you start getting high, that's when these 2 just like dominate on the sound, man. But I hope you guys enjoy this. This was fun for me to make. I've been trying to make this video for a long time. It's been taking me a while to kind of pinpoint it out and make sure that it gets done the right way. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Please let me know what you guys think. You already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.